Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be all about stability and balance. This is one of the most important skills an athlete can have. Like, you literally can't name a sport where balance isn't important, although in some sports it's obviously a lot more prominent than others, like surfing. I don't know why that's the first sport I thought of, or gymnastics or something like that, but it's beneficial to all athletes. For today's class, you can have a block if you would like one, if you have one handy, or a stack of books or something like that. And then a blanket will also be useful for us today. So I like to start all of my classes with a pranayama. So I thought for today's class, an appropriate pranayama would be alternate nostril breathing, since this is considered to traditionally be a balancing breath. So once you find a comfortable seat on your mat, what you're going to do is take either hand, doesn't matter which one, and I like to take my thumb and my ring finger and place them right over both of your nostrils. And we'll start by closing off the left nostril, so pressing into it with your finger so that only the right nostril will allow air through. And we'll inhale. Then pinch both nostrils, close them both off, hold the breath. Then release the left nostril, exhale. Now inhale through the left. Close off the left nostril, hold the breath. Release the right nostril and exhale. Inhale through the right. Close off both, hold the breath. Exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Hold the breath. Exhale through the right. Now do one more round of that on your own. The reason it's called balancing breath is because most people have a tendency to breathe more through one nostril than the other. So this pranayama will create some balance for you. And when you are all finished with that, meet me on your back. So to warm up for today's class, we're just going to do some core exercises, because core is a really integral part of having good balance and stability. No matter if you're balancing on your hands, balancing on your feet, having a strong core is always important, and your core is always engaged when you're balancing. So we're going to start with elbow to knee. Interlace your hands behind your head. Pick up your feet and center your knees over your hips. As you exhale, take your left elbow to your right knee, extend the left leg. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right elbow, left knee, extend the right leg. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, left elbow, right knee. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, right elbow, left knee. Inhale, come back to center. Continue with the pace of your own breath here. Feeling for keeping your feet flexed and active. Pressing your low back into the mat, keeping your shoulders lifted off the ground. Take one more round here, so that's both sides. And then lower the feet, lower your head. Now here is where we're going to use the blanket. We're gonna do this really funky core move called Sidewinder. So I hope you guys So what I'm going to do is place my blanket on, not on your mat. You want it on the floor so it can move around. And you're going to place your upper back on the blanket and bend your knees and place your feet flat on the ground. You're going to take your hands out to either side and move your hands towards your ankles, initiating the movement from the core. So this move works the obliques mostly, getting the sides of your core engaged and activated. And we'll just stay here for a minute or so. Again, pressing those feet firmly into the mat, keeping the core tight. You can make this harder just by building up tension in the core or moving faster. Take a few more rounds here. And then meet me back at center. Bring your head down to the ground. Allow yourself to settle here for a moment. And then meet me standing. So I think balance is a combination, or like improving your balance is a combination of improving the connection between your brain and your body, and like your proprioception, understanding awareness of where you are in space, as well as the strength in your stabilizing muscles. So what we're going to do is going to help practice both of those things, and we're going to do some standing balance poses. If you want to make it a little more challenging, you have the option to use a blanket or a pillow and stand on it, and it will just add a little bit more instability for you. So we'll start with our left foot as our balancing foot. So if you're using a blanket or a pillow, you can step on that. And our right foot, we're going to lift out to the side. So start to shift your weight into the left foot, and you should feel naturally the right foot coming up off the floor as you shift your weight into your left foot. If you feel you have the balance, you can lift the right foot up into the air. And we're just gonna hang out here, flexing the right foot, pulling the toes back towards the shin. Building up tension in the standing leg. Exhale, lower the right foot back down to the ground, and we will switch sides. So now, leaning into the right foot, gently lifting the left foot off the mat. And if you have found your balance, you can feel for lifting that left foot up off the mat. Engage your core. Remember that the stability comes from the core. Exhale, bring that foot back down to the mat. We'll switch back over to the left foot, but this time we are going to lift the right foot to the front. So pressing into your left foot, begin to raise the right foot, flexing it, finding your balance here, and remember to breathe. Exhale, lower the right foot back down to the mat, and switch sides, planting the right foot and gently beginning to lift the left foot towards the front. Feel for distributing your weight equally in the standing foot instead of putting more weight into the toe or the heel. Distributing your weight evenly will help you find your balance. Exhale, bring that foot back down to the mat. And then last one, you probably guessed, we will be going towards the back. I just want to make sure I have enough space so I don't kick the wall. Starting on the left foot again, gently lifting the right. Hello. Gently lifting the right foot off the mat. Finding your balance. Feel for keeping your torso upright. Not leaning forward. We're not there yet. We will do some of that in a little bit. Exhale, bring the right foot back down and switch sides. Right foot is planted. Begin to lift your left foot towards the back of the room. Still flexing that back foot. Exhale, lower down to the mat. So we're going to do some of those exercises again, but a little different, because I think in sport, when you're moving, it's really important to have dynamic balance and be able to maintain your balance even when your center of gravity is shifting. So to make this a little bit more dynamic, once you find stability in your left foot, we will lift the right leg as high as you can and then gently bring it back in towards the left foot. Lift it, bring it back in, lift it, bring it back in. 2 more rounds. Staying strong through your core. I might have done an extra one, but extra practice. We'll switch on over to the right side. The right foot is the standing leg, and we will lift the left leg out to the side, bring it back in, out to the side, and back in. 3 more. A little more challenging, yeah? So again, we'll take it out to the front, but we'll do something a little different this time. So with your left foot planted, lift your right knee up so it's parallel with the ground, flexing the right foot. And we're just going to go from here, do a little kick as far as your body will allow you to. It's like a little bit of a flexibility challenge as well. So if you can't get your leg perfectly straight, that's okay, I can't either. But it's a really good move for practicing your balance. And then gently lower right foot back down to the mat. We'll switch sides. Right foot is planted, left knee is lifted. Extend that foot out in front of you, bring it back in. 3 more. Keeping the core tight. And lower that foot back down. All right, now we're gonna get a little crazy with it. I'm not going to use the blanket anymore, but if you have really awesome balance, feel free to do that. We're going to take Warrior 3, and if you need a little bit more support in these balancing poses, you can put your block at the top of your mat and it will be there for you when you need it. So we'll start with the left foot and start shifting our weight forward, lifting the right foot behind us off the mat. Feel for keeping your hips in line with one another and extend your arms out in front of you as if you're holding a beach ball. Flexing the right foot and hold your Warrior 3. Then we will take half moon. So bring the left hand down to a block or the mat and reach the right arm up towards the ceiling, opening up through the right hip, turning your toes to point towards the wall, but continuing to keep them flexed. As you come back to center, you have the option to leave your left hand on the block, or for a challenge, you can lift it and try to come back to center using only your leg to balance on. And then finally, this is the hardest one, revolved half moon. Bring the right hand down to the block or the mat. Reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. And keep the right toes pointed down towards the mat. Lifting that right leg up high. And then come back to warrior three. Lifting your right foot back towards the mat. Shake out that left foot if you need to. I know that was pretty intense for me. These are advanced poses, so don't be afraid to fall. As you can see, I'm falling too. So it's all about practice, and that's how you're gonna get better. So we will switch sides now. Planting the right foot on the mat, lifting the left foot back behind us. Start to tilt the chest towards the mat. Reaching the arms forward, warrior three. And when you feel ready, you can take half moon, bringing the right hand down to a block or the mat, reaching the left arm up towards the ceiling, flexing your left toes back towards your shin. Breathe here. Return to warrior three. Again, you can leave that hand on the block or lift it to add an extra challenge. And then using your core, again, taking revolved half moon, left hand down to a block or the mat, reaching the right arm up towards the ceiling. Lifting the left leg high. And then coming back to warrior three. Stepping the left foot down. All right, shake it out. And we're going to do both sides one more time. So starting with the left foot planted, coming into warrior three, leaning the chest forward, lifting the right foot. Half moon, left hand down to the block, right arm reaching up. And feel free to switch it up from last time if you used the block or didn't use the block, but you want to change things up. Feel free to take what is calling to you. Then come back to warrior three. And finally revolved half moon. Right leg, coming back to center, and setting the right foot down. Shake out the left foot, and plant the right leg on the mat. Lifting the left leg, warrior three. Half moon, right hand down to the mat. Left arm lifts up high. Coming back to warrior three. And then coming to revolved moon. Now coming back to warrior three, planting that left foot back on the mat. Move your block out of the way if you're using one. And the last thing that we will do is side plank, since we haven't worked any of our upper body stabilizing muscles really. So for side plank, you have quite a few options. You can either either be on your elbow or up on your palm. And you can be supported by your knee or have both legs out long. If you want more challenge, you can lift your arm and even lift a leg. But find what works for you, and that might be different day to day. So give yourself time to find what is going to work for you today. I think I'm liking the elbow variation today, but maybe with a little extra padding, because I've talked about this before. I always buy the cheapest yoga mats and then I hurt because it's not very supportive. So we'll start on whichever side you want. We're gonna do both sides, don't worry. So lifting up into your variation of your side plank, finding stability here. Activating your hands, spreading your fingers wide. Exhale. Lower yourself gently down to the mat and switch sides. Activating your hands, breathing here. Exhale, coming back down to the mat and coming onto your back. Opening your arms out to a T, lifting your legs straight over your hips. Flexing those feet, and exhale, lower both legs down over to the left side. It's okay if your right shoulder pops up off the mat. If you want to come even deeper into this twist, you can turn the right side of your cheek towards the mat. And breathe here. Lift up your right foot and then your left, letting your spine settle for a moment in the center before you exhale and lower your legs over to the right side, which I didn't give myself enough space for, but you guys know what to do. If you would like to come deeper into the stretch, turn your head to the left cheek is facing your left hand. Inhale, pick up the left leg, then the right leg, staying at the center for a moment before you lower both feet back down to the mat. Bring your arms to your sides and then extend your legs long down the mat. Coming into Shavasana, final resting pose. You're invited to stay here for as long as you would like, but that is the end of our guided instruction for today. So thank you so much for joining me for today's class. Studies have found that a regular balance routine is a really good way to make progress in this area. So this video will always be here for you when you would like to practice your balance, as well as I have other videos on my channel that you can check out too. So until next time, eat well, sleep well, recover well, and I hope to see you back soon.